to the Book Tip with You, episode number 118. Today is the episode 118. The best book recommend to you, the platform that we have the best book recommend to you. Today we're going to talk about this book. It's called The School of Greatness by Lewis Howes. Let me introduce Lewis Howes to you first. Who is Lewis Howes? He is a lifestyle entrepreneur, high performance business coach, keynote speaker, and a former professional football player. And Lewis Howes, he is a New York Times bestselling author and a show host of his popular podcast. It's called The School of Greatness. This podcast has received millions of downloads since it is launched in 2013. And this podcast is one of the top growth mindset podcasts in the world. And he was there recognized by the President Obama as one of the top 100 entrepreneurs in the country under 30. So let's go into this book, and Gideon will bring you to all the great insight from the book.
Yeah, I'm so happy to talk about this book by Lewis. And Lewis called, he's famous for his podcast, right? Lewis called his podcast The School of Greatness, or even the this book is called The School of Greatness, right? Because to him the teachers are great, and the student also want to be great. So they
Yes.
both share the big dreams. And to Lewis, this is not a boot camp, but this is a way of life. So as Joy just say that this podcast has millions of followers. So maybe a lot of people know Lewis, but I want to talk about this book. And and this book is give you a glimpse of what his podcast is about. And in this book, there are 8 areas that are covered in this book. First, create a vision, turn adversity into advantage, cultivate a champion's mindset, develop hustle, master your body, practice positive habits, build winning teams, and be of service to others. Of course, we cannot cover every subject here, so I will pick some of the topic, and I will only talk about practical things that you can do right now. After you heard this, you can just do it. So I don't want to talk about the theory. Of course, the book has a lot of theory about how to do this, but I just want to talk about the practical things that you can do right now. Particularly, I want to talk about create a vision. I think a lot of books just talking about you must have a vision in your mind before you're doing something, right? And Lewis is talking about one exercise inside this book, which is called Perfect Day Itinerary, PDI, Perfect Day Itinerary, meaning that he wants you to write down um, a perfect day, how it happens. And to Lewis, he was very particular, like this hour from when I wake up, what I do every hour, right? So what is your perfect day look like? Why we want to do this? When we write down a perfect day, we will have a vision like what life we want to be, you know, in your futures. So I also do this, sometimes, because your perfect day may change from time to time.
Are
Because
you writing down or visualize?
I if I don't have a pen, I will visualize. If I have a pen, I will write down. But I don't write in hours. Maybe just like morning,
Mm.
afternoon, night.
Yeah, me too. In the visualization, I do this rather than writing down every single hour. That is very tedious work as well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but don't like overboard, right? Like say that you the dream is too high. Just write something that you want to that you can reach at your life stage right now.
Mm.
You can write again when you reach that stage, and you write again on your perfect life itinerary. So this is what I learned about this book, Create a Visions. The second thing I want to talk about the chapter is cultivate a champion mindset. Again, this is about visualizations.
Mm.
And Lewis wants you to see the result you want to create before it actually happens. A lot of people know Lewis is a sportman, right? So
Yeah.
for a sportman or other sportmen, they can actually visualize they already win the game before they play the game.
Mm.
So I think for sportmen, this is quite important. You must have that mindset first before you are in the field. Yeah,
This
yeah,
is so much important. It's not just from what the book say. all the
Yeah.
research study shown. Meaning when we are visualize something, our brain literally don't know whether it's in already real, already happened, or not yet happened. So it just makes yourself know that this has already happened. So for those visualize those things that you really want to curate yourself, pave yourself to that direction. So this is something really wonderful.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
there's a practice,
And
right?
recently, I Joyce know, right? I give a talk to about a book, right? And I also visualize this, that in front of me there's 100 people, because at that time I was so nervous, right, before the talk. So I was visualizing, in front of me there's 100 people, and while I was talking about casually, um, you know, uh, without nervous, I can talk about book, and it just happened, at the time. And I mean, from people feedback is like I talk very casually and relaxingly, not feeling my anxious, but I'm actually anxious inside me.
It is fun too. But it's really I missed the session. I know that so much. It is just like I watch back your video. I know that you are preparing a lot for that, and at the same time you are giving your very best to the audience. At the same time, I see that you want to create the harmony kind of relaxed mode when you share the book.
Okay.
So it's a very wonderful job. So I think for those that follow us, I think we should have a post up about the session, which we actually forgot to do that. We should have the post about the book sharing session. There you go. All right.
Things that everyone can do, is under the champion mindset about uh, the briefing practice. I know a lot of guru talk about this, and every guru have different kind of way. Like Anthony Robbins have different way of briefing, but for for Louis, his idea is the 15-second centering brief. 15 seconds. So why it means 50 seconds is, I mean, you can do it together when I talk about this. You breathe in through through your nose for 5 seconds. And then remember, when you do this, you should expand your belly. And then a lot of people, they don't expand, they just contract their belly. But if you think carefully, logically, when you breathe in, meaning you take in air, your belly should be expanding. Okay. So we can do this for 5 seconds. And then hold for 2 seconds. Hold your breath for 2 seconds. Okay. And then breathe out through the mouth. Breathe out through the mouth for 8 seconds. For 8 seconds. And then when you do this, you breathe out, you're releasing the air in your belly, meaning your belly should be contracting, right? Going in.
Yeah.
You can try to do this. Remember, 5-2-8, 5-2-8. I know maybe other gurus say 4-16, 4, but you can try anything that suit you, Yeah.
As
And then,
long as this is
yeah.
yeah.
And then recently, Joyce, I add more things to this on my own. When you breathe in your mindset, you remember you breathe in sorry, you breathe in joy. You breathe in joy, you
Breathe,
hold.
breathe in me.
No, sorry, joy. Sorry, breathe in
Okay.
joy. And
Mm.
then when you breathe out your grief, your unhappiness, you breathe out your unhappiness. And then you can do this anywhere. When you're waiting in the car queue and
Mm.
anywhere, standing, you can just do this. Like, I mean, ideally, if you can do it for 1 minute, it's good. But if you cannot, 30 seconds, you can do it, right? Because this is like 15 seconds, right? If you do like 30 seconds, you can do 2 rounds already.
Yes, 2, 3 rounds, that's the way to
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
And if you have more, you want to do more, like a minute, also can, no problem on
yeah.
that. So I fall in love with deep breathing recently, which
Mm,
I found when I really practiced the deep breathing, the diaphragmatic breathing.
yeah, diaphragm. Yeah,
It's really, really, I don't know how to describe to you. You got to go and experience that. Without the experience, you don't know how you feel. So I really highly encourage you all to go and practice this. Yeah.
yeah. Especially when you are down or you are in a stress, just do this for 1 minute. Yeah. And then see how
Mm.
the result. I mean, just try it. Don't just believe me. Just try it, and then you will know.
Yeah.
Okay. The other one is the topic is develop hustle. And one of the exercise I like is about talking about in this book is what if scenario. The what if scenario. A lot of time we fear of doing a lot of things, or we don't like to do a lot of things, or we are forced to do something maybe by your boss, your parents, or something you don't like to do. So the book actually asks you to do this practice if you encounter this. Write down what if scenario, like what if I was forced to do this, what if I do this, what if I do this, and then you can see that what is the fear that you will encounter, like, but it's actually not the fear, it's what you're thinking, right? The fear that will coming, and then hopefully this will develop into what could I do, what could do every what could, and even though you can even though sometimes you don't come up with what could, you already see the fear is not sustainable. It's not, there's no ground for this fear, like it's just in your mind. So if you write down what if, the first thing you will do is it will lesser your fear first. You'll lesser your fear first, because you will see that your fear does not have any base, any justification for your base. It's just for your thinking sometimes, and it will never happen. But if the fear is the what if is something that have high chance of happen, then you need to write the what could I do, what
Mm,
could he do, or what could he she do, right? Yeah.
mm.
Yeah, I like this exercise, and I haven't done this a lot, but I will try to do this most of the time. Yeah.
Very practical. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like everything pen down. We pen ourselves down. Mm.
Yeah. The other one is topic is about master your body. Yeah, Lewis is sportman, right? So there are many things that Lewis talking about in this book about the body. One of the thing is which Joyce and ourselves finding funny is take a picture of your body naked,
Mm.
because you want to see how well is your body now, what is your stage of your body now, and then develop a fitness lifestyle plan that you love. Okay, it can be anything, but you love to do, you can do it. Don't write too typical or complicated things that you would never do, right? So and then there's an acronym that Louis pudding, which is missing, MISSING, and it stands for things that you need to think about. M, mineralizations, means you need to take mineral. I is for inflammations. um, S is for stress. Another S is for sleep. I for inhalations, N in for nutrient density, and then G is for gut health. Maybe Joyce, you want to talk a little bit,
Yeah.
because I know you are very good in all these areas, right?
I am literally crazy about all this missing. So definitely, when Gideon share with you about mineralization,
Yeah.
so a lot of people right now, including me myself, we are actually lack of a lot of mineral. We don't consume enough mineral for ourselves. So you will know that minerals such as magnesium. So a lot of us are actually lack of magnesium, zinc. Okay, so these two are so important for so many different great functions in our body. So, and also, for example, like selenium. So you see that when we want to boost our immune system, we take selenium, we take zinc, and also the magnesium is so helpful. So if those people that want to take care of the brain health, want to have a better sleep, magnesium is the way to go. So look like we have to get our body checked, get your blood work, so that know your body need what kind of mineral. So the second is talking inflammation. If we talk about inflammation, I can talk about days and days and days. But anyway, is to help yourself to create an anti-inflammation lifestyle. So having a life, eating the diet that is helping you to anti-inflammation. So a lot of our body inflamed. So that's the reason why we need to get ourselves into this kind of diet. And then definitely stress management. Stress is, I would say, like the core of a lot of right now the diseases that happen not just from the diet. You know, when we are stressful, our body cortisol increase and can cause a lot of inflammation in our body, and the systemic inflammation that we have in our body can really cause so many different diseases. So, and then sleep, yes, this is another great one I am really deep dive into recently as well, to know more about sleep. And when I myself experience the lack of sleep until I get out from the sleep, good sleep, I can see so much difference in it. So sleep is another big topic to talk about. Find your way, get a good night's sleep. This is so much important. And then inhalation, what you inhale, right? What you inhale in your body is your air surrounding you is pure, clean air. And also, do you expose yourself with all the synthetic fragrance? I know that perfume is such a common things in the world right now. Are you expose yourself too much to the
Yeah.
synthetic chemicals? You know, that's why about all the inhalation, everything that we inhale to our body, definitely from our diet, the nutrient density. All right. What are the food that we feed our body every single day? And then to the gut health, how you take care of your gut, taking all the food, which is like the prebiotic, the probiotics to take care of our gut. So this is such a big topic to talk about. So each of the topic can take days and days and days to go. But anyway, so this is the main thing that we don't want to get missing from our daily lives. So check on that so you will be on the right track. So get back to Gideon.
Yeah, and then the last one is practice positive habits. And Louis talked about the manifesto, the habits manifesto from Gretchen Rubin. I think we talked about Gretchen
Yes.
from the Happiness Project before. And
Yeah.
I want to leave you with some of the quotes from the Habits Manifesto, which is I think is a great reminder of herself again. So I will just pick a few from the
Yeah.
Habits Manifesto. What we do every day matters more than what we do once in a while. Okay.
Mm,
So remember this. It applies to a lot of things like exercise, okay, and care to what you the person that you love, right? I mean, don't show care just for one day or once in a month, right? So even a small hug a day is better than a long lunch with a person for once in a month, okay, or with our parents, right? Um, make it easy to do right and hard to go wrong. So I find this is about how to cultivate a habit. If you
mm,
make it easy to do it, you will you tend to do it,
yes.
and then if you make it hard to do it, and you will go wrong. So try to create the environments or prepare the things, the tools for you to just do the habit easily. Okay. um Focus on actions, not outcomes. Things often get harder before they get easier. I know it's tough time now for a lot of people, so things often get harder before they get easier. Okay. um and then this is interesting. We are not very different from other people, but those differences are very important.
Mm,
So why we say this is, I think everyone may not be so much different from each other, but they are little differences, right? And then that little differences make you apart from others. I think this is the same for sportmen. Mostly the professional sportmen, they are almost the same, right? I mean, they give all the training, they do all the training, but some great sportmen, they just do a little bit harder, a little bit more than you. They train an hour more than you every day. So that's the difference, right? And that makes a difference, right? So we have to think about this, like what's make the difference for you and others, right? Yeah. And then this is it easier to change our surrounding than ourselves. And then a lot of people think they can change themselves, but it's easier to change your environment first, right? Environment change people more than you can think of. Okay, and then this is, I know a lot of people know it, but I want to remind you again, we can't make people change, but when we change, others may change. I want to say others may change. They may not change also, okay? Just let you know. um, we should make sure the things that we do to feel better don't make us feel worse. So everything that you do make us feel better, even though in not maybe it's not the best one, but just make you feel better than make you feel worse. Okay. And then the last one I want to leave you. Once we're ready to begin, begin now. Like what you heard just now. If you want to begin, do it after this this call,
Yep.
after you
Why
listen to
wait?
this. Yeah.
It's like what you say just now. There's one quote, so good. Focus on the journey, focus on the action,
Action.
not the outcome. I promise you, the outcome will follow. Let's say your outcome is just you want to have the six pack, or you want to have you want to lose weight, or whatever you want to do, in your life. That little step every single day, that journey, that the action that can really bring you to the destination. So means that the consistency is the key. So
That's
let
all I
us
want to share, Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know what is the one thing that you grab hold from today's session. Let us know in the comment section below, and see you in the next episode.